So a common question in today's generation is manual? What's a manual? What's this third pedal and this stick thing that moves, and why do I have to shift the gears like on my own? And it's just a really scary thought to certain people, but I promise you it's really not too scary of a thought. I'm Jake Neatfelt, and I'm here today to teach you how to drive a manual transmission. I learned myself about 2 years ago, and I was taught by my dad, who has learned for about 40 plus years, has drove manual transmissions. The first manual transmission was created by French inventors Louis-René Panhard and Emily Levasseur in 1894. They created the first 3-speed manual transmission that was driven by a drive chain. In 1898, Louis Renault used their same basic design, but he changed the drive chain to a drive shaft and added a differential axle so that it performed better. Alright, now it's time to get into the fun stuff. Now that you know like the background of it, I can actually teach you how to do it, because really it's not that hard. Yes, there's a third pedal to the left of the brake, and yes, there's a stick thing that moves. But I have a video to help explain. Okay. Step 1, learn the shift pattern. On mine specifically, 1 is left and up, 2 is left and down, 3 is middle and up, 4 is middle and back, 5 is right and up, and overdrive 6 is right and down, and reverse is all the way to the right and down. Step 2, start the vehicle. In order to start the vehicle, transmission has to be in neutral, parking brake has to be on, and you have to push the clutch in, and then obviously you have to turn the key on. Step 3, putting the vehicle in gear. Push the clutch in, put your gear shift into first, release the clutch while putting moderate pressure on the accelerator. Now going from first to second. Push the clutch in, pull the shifter straight back, release the clutch, and put pressure on the accelerator. Second to third. Same thing with the clutch, push it in. Let your shift bounce to the middle, and then release the clutch and put moderate pressure on. Third to fourth. Again, same thing with the clutch, but pull it straight back, release, and put moderate pressure on the accelerator. Fourth to fifth, it's the same thing with the clutch, but this time you just put it up to the middle and then go over into fifth. And that's it. So it's really not like that bad. You just really have to have like foot control, and yes, actually you do have to stay off your phone for those people that can't stay off their phones while driving. So now that you know like how to drive a manual transmission, let's look into how a manual transmission works. In the beginning, when you started the vehicle, you had to push the clutch in. When you push the clutch in, you disengage power from the engine to the input shaft, which allows power to run through the engine but not to the rest of the vehicle. Basically how a clutch runs is there's a rod inside of the transmission that moves and connects gears together, creating more power. There are a couple pros and cons to a manual transmission. I'm only going to give the pros, but the real question is a manual transmission better than an automatic transmission? In general, yes, it is better, but it's better for an experienced driver, not really a starting out driver. A couple pros are they're cheaper, because people don't really know how to drive manuals anymore, so dealerships and private sellers are giving them away for dirt cheap. They save on fuel because they take less power to run. They're They're safer because you have more, you control the vehicle basically. They're cheaper to maintain because there's not like a whole lot to them. The only thing that can really go wrong is if your clutch goes out, then you could be in trouble. And they're also less likely to be stolen because not very many vehicles have manual transmissions anymore. In conclusion, I hope that you guys learned about how to drive a manual transmission, at least the basics of it, and thank you for watching my speech.